Hey everybody, welcome back to the AfterLife SMP server. And since the last episode, guys, a lot of things have happened around the server. I want to go over a few things, a few updates to start off today's episode, and then we're going to head on over to the start of the base, which is what I want to get started with today. But before we do that, few updates for you guys. First off, if you have not heard already, Cody has left the server. His house, for those who don't know, is over there. He's doing some streaming things and doing his single player stuff, so he has left the server. We wish him all the best of luck moving forward. Still a very good friend of mine, and that will definitely not change. But another big thing that's happened, KB and Blondskunk, if we head over this way, you'll see coming, I believe it's in the games district, which is over here. I think, yeah, there it is. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the arena, which we have yet to do any sort of event for. Hopefully that'll happen pretty soon. But this is the arena built by Blondskunk and KB, and I think this looks absolutely fantastic. I took a walk through here a little bit earlier, and I really like this little like fighting arena area zone right here. You can sort of have like a cage match sort of thing right here. I think is really, really cool. And all these, of course, these little pillars and the little entrances, and oh man, this thing looks so good. I love the open ceiling here, and I love the fact that if you look on the sides here, I think Skunk went through a few different designs for this, but we have some seating on the sides there, as you can see, a little balcony area, and then the main like fighting arena down here, which I think is going to be a really cool event area coming up. And I'm very, very happy with what these guys did. I'm really happy that someone got started with something in the games district. I don't have anything quite yet to do here. If you guys have any suggestions for me, though, feel free to leave comments down in the comment section below. I'm always looking for ideas as to things that can be done. Is this the right side? Did I go off? Yeah, I think I went off the right side. And then another thing I want to update you guys on is obviously the earnings from our shops. Our two shops, as you guys remember, are the Mesa shop here and the Steak and Cake shop here, which actually, if we head on into here, I looked a little bit earlier. You can see someone has bought a little bit of steak from us, I believe. So you can see we have over a stack of diamonds of profit just from this shop, which is pretty phenomenal. I want to get another shop in here, but I don't really know what yet. I'll have to think of that. I did already claim the idea for making a gold farm on the server, so I think maybe making a gold shop might be a good idea for this area. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that's all of the updates for right now. I have some ideas over for the base area, so we're gonna go ahead, head on over there, do some planning for the rest of today's episode. Actually, before we do that, something I should probably mention that I've been working on in my spare time. This Mesa tunnel right here in the Nether Hub, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one on the server who really uses it. Obviously, I have the terracotta shop, or the Mesa shop, basically. So any terracotta that people need, they can buy from my shop, and my base is out this way, so I think I'm the only one who really uses the Mesa, so I've been taking it upon myself to kind of work on this tunnel. I don't really know what people want for this tunnel or what kind of design. I will probably ask the other AfterLife members and see what they think for a tunnel design here, since this is a main tunnel. But yeah, I've just been trying to place down some packed ice, 3 wide, perfect little boat path here, which obviously, if you guys don't know, using boats on packed ice as a travel method in the Nether is one of the fastest, if not the fastest method of transportation in the Nether. So that's definitely the route I want to go with, I think, for a lot of these paths. And they were kind of set up this way. Hugh ended up setting up all the paths and stuff, I believe. I think it was Hugh, maybe it was someone else. He at least made the Nether hub, so I guess I just assumed. But yeah, someone set up all the ice paths here, and I think that this is a really cool idea. I think adding boats to this would be really awesome, and I think that this is a perfect thing for this tunnel. Kind of taking it upon myself to work on this, so here and there I've been placing some packed ice. As you can see, this kind of goes for quite a ways. This is a pretty long tunnel. The Mesa is quite a long ways out there, so yeah, I just want to give you guys an update about what I've been doing on this pathway since I've been working on this a little bit. So here we are at the base, and as you can see, we are out in the middle of basically nowhere. I have picked a location for the base, and I went ahead in a bit of a stream and established this perimeter for our base. I lit up the entire base area as well, or at least most of it. That way mobs won't be bothering us while we're working on this base. But this is the sort of area I have selected for the base to start, because obviously, I think I said this before, no one's really going to build out here, so we basically have all the area we really need. for any sort of big base. And to remind you guys, for those who don't know what the base idea is, it is a Wild West town. Thus, we're going to be using a lot of wood. I want to bring some of the orange sand and maybe some regular sand up here and mix it in, because I want this. Most of these towns are down in like sandy areas, but I wanted this one to be on top of the Mesa Hilltop area here. So I thought that this was a pretty nice flat open space to start off the town, and maybe we'll branch off into some of the lower lying areas. But speaking of the town, I've got some things, guys. I have done some things here and there and have myself a few ideas on this board. So I went through ideas of what should be in a Wild West town. If you guys have any other suggestions that I don't list on this board, feel free to leave them down below, because we have obviously two sides, and I haven't even basically attempted to fill this last side. I just had a few extra ideas to put up here. So this is what I have to put in this town: a saloon, horse stable, general store, some sort of jail, which might go with the sheriff's office, I'm not really sure yet, a bank, church, gunsmith, post office, some sort of like a law office where like lawyers would set up shop, a barber, some sort of restaurant, a railroad with a train. I think would be a really cool idea, because I've never built one of those before. I haven't built really any of these though. Some sort of mine shaft, and I'm thinking this mine shaft we're gonna hook up to the rest of the mesa, because there is a mining bit of this mesa. I think if we head this way, I don't really remember which way I went. I think it was this. Was it this way? Which way is this? This is, yeah, I think it's, if we spend a few rockets, and yeah, over this way, you can see this is where the portal to the mesa is. So I think if we have some sort of mining outpost over here, or maybe even in between here and where the base is, it would tie in pretty well with the base theme, and it would give this mesa area a nice little aesthetic to it, that more than just a few beacons and mining out a bunch of terracotta. So I think that would be a pretty cool idea. Could definitely bring on some other members of the server to help with that project if they so desire to. Yeah, and we're basically just right over here, so we're not too far away, but we're far enough away, I think, where we won't bother anybody else. And if we head back to this board over here, I think I have one more idea, a hotel, I believe. Yeah, I have a hotel on here for the last idea, because obviously if people are coming into town, they need some place to stay. They're not going to necessarily stay in somebody's house, although they might. And I think a hotel would be a perfect thing to add to this town. But like I said, if you guys have any more suggestions for me, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. But ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to go ahead and head over into a creative world and get a basic design as to what the sort of style and the color scheme, I guess the color palette I want to use for this town, kind of get that worked out. And I'll show you guys what I come up with in just a moment. And I think I've got something, guys. Jay told me, I'm here actually on the AfterLife Creative server. I'm not going to look too much around because there's, maybe a few spoilers, but I'm actually here on the AfterLife Creative server because I've come up with what I think is like a basic color scheme and design I want for our base area. Jay told me he thinks that these two buildings look pretty good. I agree with it. And basically, what I was trying to do with this was add in a whole bunch of different wood types, because in the research I did about Old West towns, there were a lot of wood, and I think wood is a very good theme to have here. So I have a few different roof styles. This is like a sort of basic, I guess like a general store sort of style that I found on online that I sort of wanted to emulate here. And these two are kind of my own designs. This one has a nice little roof design that I like. It's made out of oak and spruce. And this one, I try to go a little bit different, add a little bit of color in this with the acacia here, and a very, very basic roof design here. But I think that they look pretty darn good. I'm trying to go with trapdoors here for these little overhangs, as these Old West towns would have these sort of overhangs for little porches and whatnot. And of course, all of these are one step up from the ground, as I thought it would be a pretty cool idea to have these. Like I said, when I was looking at pictures of Old West towns, they had this sort of basic style to them, and I think it looks pretty dang good. Other thing I have here, I have little water troughs for horses, because obviously in Old West towns they wouldn't necessarily have a stable. I mean, they may have a stable, but a lot of times they would tie their horses up to these fence posts right here. So I thought it'd be nice to have a little bit of some water right here. And I'm thinking adding some leaves. I didn't add any right now because we're in like a forest-ish biome, so I don't think it would look all that great. But I think that the dead leaf color would look pretty darn awesome. And here on the ground, I added in some coarse dirt, a little bit of sand, orange sand, and the red terracotta that we found. Where at the actual base, the red terracotta is the ground. So I figured I would add in a little bit of that here and there. And I think that this looks pretty darn good. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of this. Now it is time, guys. I've got some materials to gather, and hopefully we'll have something that looks pretty much like this done and ready for you guys to look at in just a moment. Alrighty, everyone. Over here on the survival server, I think I have something pretty close to what I would want for this town. I think it looks really good in this mesa as well, especially those outer two buildings, as I mentioned earlier. But this is what it looks like over here on the SMP server. I added a little bit of orange sand, a little bit of the sand. I did forget the coarse dirt. I don't think I have any on me. Do we have anything in here? Do we have any sort of dirt and I don't think we have any dirt and gravel. Yeah, we don't have any dirt and gravel, but coarse dirt is something I definitely want to put in here. And I definitely want to make this pathway a lot wider because I think that this would sort of be the center street maybe for one of these areas. And we could maybe make these a little bit narrower for like side streets and stuff like that. But I want this area right here that's kind of in the middle to be where the main street is, or the main pathway for this base is going to go. And I think... yeah, we just have the front side right now. I don't have the back side done just yet, but as you can see, sort of, it's sort of doing this little thing. We definitely need to terraform a little bit and or just go with the terrain a little bit more. But I think this is looking pretty darn good, guys. The one thing, after we sleep, the one thing that I really enjoyed about building this on the survival server, and I think it's something I mentioned in the previous clip as well, but these leaves, I really like this sort of color and the sort of dead leaf atmosphere. I want to add in a few more of these. I kept as many of these dead bushes as I could because I think it really goes well with the theme. But yeah, this is kind of what I came up with. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think. I forgot to mention on top of these porches, I added a little bit of variation here. I didn't have any jungle wood, so I replaced this jungle wood, what would have been jungle wood here, with oak, and I replaced what would have been these jungle wood trapdoors with oak trapdoors, because that's all I really have currently. I need to go to the jungle, get myself some jungle leaves and jungle saplings and jungle wood and stuff like that, so we'll definitely get to that. I just have not completely gotten to that just yet. But yeah, guys, that is all I have in terms of building for today. If you guys have any preference, left, middle, or right, which ones you think look the best around here, I think personally the right one is sort of what I want to go for, but I definitely want to vary up the colors and maybe the styles, because obviously all these different buildings are going to have a different purpose, and I would like all the different buildings to look different, not only just have stuff displayed. I definitely want to have some banners up here as well. That's why that's blank up there. I definitely want to have some banners to sort of label these, and definitely want to put signs for what every store is, and of course build some sort of back end on to that. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it for the base today. Let's head back on over to the main spawn area. I've got one last thing I want to show you guys. So I'll have a full-fledged episode of this out at some point whenever it's done, but I wanted to give you guys a progress update because I don't think I've done this in quite a while of this thing. As you guys can see, apparently it snowed. There's a whole bunch of snow on this mountain, but as you can see, the mountain, guys, the basic shape of it, it's done. The basic shape, at least. I've been trying to work on a little bit over this way, and I haven't had too much time to work on it, so not a whole lot of progress has actually gotten done. But you can see I'm gradually implementing the grass and the dirt all the way up, and with the higher up we get, I want to add in some different concrete mixes or some different terracotta mixes into the side, because I think it'll add a little bit of texture. But I think with the snow, this looks really darn good, and I am really, really happy with this shape. Obviously, it's still got a little bit of tweaks here and there that need to have happen, but I think overall, this is a pretty fantastic shape. And for any of the AfterLife members watching, if they want to go ahead and start building stuff inside of this, they are more than welcome to. This thing is, in terms of the basic structure, is done. So anything that people want to put inside of the mountain, they are more than welcome to go ahead and do that. If anyone has any sort of preference or wants to do anything, I should probably show you guys the inside as well. Don't think I've, oh, okay. Yep. There's gonna be a hole there for a little bit, but yeah, as you can see, it's there's a sizable amount of space inside of this mountain. There's quite a bit, and this is taking me a lot of time, but I'm really happy. I'm really satisfied with how much effort has been put into this so far, and a lot more needs to get done still, but I'm really happy with the progress that has been made so far. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying that as well. Those of you guys who have been seeing this being built along the way, or those of you who are just seeing it now as well. and I don't want to die, so this is going to be very interesting trying to get out of here. Ooh, second time's a charm. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap things up for today. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of the AfterLife SMP. If you did enjoy the video, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're new and or not already subscribed. But anyways, guys, take care, and I'll see you later. I really love the zoom key. I don't know what I would do without the zoom key. It's quite fantastic.